Episode 3 starts at the beginning. Ghoul was an actor for a Western. Back to the present, he's found Ringo Bingo's body, he has problems breathing, and has to take a liquid inhaler, which is weird, as he was sleeping in the ground for years and has been alive for hundreds. So is this medicine, sustenance, necessary for talking and addiction? How do ghouls work?
Come on, let's go find the rest of them.
This could imply the ghoul knows there's something special about Ringo Bingo's head, though that's never explained to us or him. What are the details of the bounty?
Dead witch, Moldaver, in California. That's where you from, ain't it?
And his motivation is the love of the game.
I do this shit for the love of the game.
And I guess the bounty's on Ringo's literal head now? Was that in the description? So essentially Ringo Bingo is nothing more than a MacGuffin, or the classic means to an end. At least his head is, and the ghoul is doing this for fun and profit. But there's no specificity of what the bounty from the 6 agencies were, nor that they just wanted the head and whatever and whomever those guys are.
Last night a bounty came in through all 6 agencies.
On the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there.
Does he know he's going to get a bounty if he just returns with a head? Does he even know who Moldaver is after being in the ground for so many years? What does he really know? So even with a simple setup, this plot is forcing events. The narrative doesn't clearly understand the reasons for the motivations of characters. The sequence of events flows because the narrative demands it, and we don't have a clear reason why. The only inference is the ghoul is bored and hunting might be fun. Seems Lucy didn't learn her lesson and built a fire anyway. She touches Ringo's head and gets shocked. Who knows? She doesn't care. She just wants her dad. She puts a mobile tracker up his nose. Who knew that Pip-Boys had that function? Maximus destroys the armor's radio because he lied about impersonating Knight Titus, and the Brotherhood is going to send him a squire. Maximus gets the armor component repaired and fights off some people trying to steal the armor. Wow, that was incredibly fast. And apparently the armor just works. The ongoing theory is that power armor, or at least the hands, are controlled with a haptic drive. That is the inputs from one's fingers to manipulate the power armor hands. In this scene, Maximus is using his left hand to operate the right arm of the armor, which doesn't exactly line up with the haptic device. So either Maximus has got one long left arm and fingers, power armor in the show operates differently, or the scene needed Maximus to get beaten and win, and this was the funny, gory way of doing it. Either way, Maximus gets a squire. It's the guy who's had it out for him back at boot camp. How ironic and incredibly fast.
Arise, my squire.
And it appears the radio, which had a microphone, which Maximus smashed, has nothing to do with the voice changer, which is also an inclusion in the lore.
The other cleric says, whoever gets the target will control the wasteland.
Strange how the Brotherhood never mentioned that originally to all the other knights.
That he has with him an object of profound potential to harm our nation or to save it.
Kinda good to know what's at stake, while still being mysterious as to what the stakes even are. Lucy gets attacked by a water creature, and it magically steals Ringo's head, which was attached to her belt, even though it clearly escaped when she shot it, though somehow came back just to steal the head. How unfortunate. But let's take a look at this. First, the creature surprise swallows a deer from the water. Of course, there are no deer in Fallout, aside from rad stags in 76, but hey, CGIing 2 heads on a motion-captured baby deer is just too darn expensive. Immediately it submerges, is apparently hiding behind the school bus in the water, silently. Lucy backs up behind the school bus in a car and looks behind her. For some reason, she's now facing the water, and now the creature has tripped her from behind and is pulling her away from the water back up the hill. How did the creature get there so fast and so quietly? And Lucy couldn't even hear or see it? Then there's the orientation of the head. First, it's at her left side, at her waist. Then it's at her top right side near her head. How did that even get there? Was it attached to her backpack somehow? Also notice the escape angle of the creature. Suddenly, the creature has teleported around her and is at her top right. The creature pulls the head to her right with its mouth, and it looks like it falls back into the water, which is to the left of the hill. I guess the creature's just like crawling backwards. Anyway, the ghoul appears. The wasteland has become a very small world. Lucy's brother, Norm, gets the task of delivering food to the jail in the vault that houses the raiders they captured. Maximus and Thaddeus talk about how a ghoul is hunting after the target, and Thaddeus has a magical device that can track ghouls. Or at least that's the implication, since all wastelanders leave radiation trails, and thus ghouls would leave a bigger one? Somehow this allows them to track down Ringo Bingo's body. How does that work? I thought we were tracking the ghoul. How did we get here? They just happened to be following the same path as Lucy? Huh. How serendipitous. The ghoul uses Lucy as literal bait in the water, and instead of the now giant water monster known as a Gulper not swallowing Lucy entirely, it only bites the anchor that was hanging from her, and it's just as effective as if it were a fish hook. Okay, sure. And this huge thing is what stealthed around Lucy? Sure. Yeah. Somehow it's not intelligent enough to remove the anchor sticking out of its giant mouth, one with its large arms, but who knows? He hooks the Gulper, and instead of shooting it, pokes it with the other end of the rod and fashioned a makeshift knife spear. But you didn't know that because you'd have to freeze the frame to see the thing. This is before getting attacked and being knocked down. Apparently Gulpers are several times stronger than bullets, and it takes a while for him to get back up. Lucy loses a boot, smacks the Gulper with the ghoul's knapsack, which he just had lying around like an idiot in this scene for some reason, not like he had any time to prepare, and the dog helps to bite the Gulper's hand, but it just jumps back into the water. I guess leather backpacks and dogs are very dangerous to Gulpers. The ghoul's bag had its liquid inhaler solution, which is now shattered.
Those Gulpers digest real slow. You got time.
So because Gulpers digest real slow, he just drops the main plot, leaves the scene, without trying again.
Thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit every goddamn time.
Normally in stories, you'd explain the value of a thing and why there's a sudden plot shift, but apparently Fallout doesn't have time for that. Instead, he just leaves his bounty with Lucy in tow because. What exactly is going on here? Cut to Vault 33 guys wanting to reform the Raiders, but the vault is done for in 2 months because the water chip is broken. How randomly unfortunate.
The water chip is destroyed.
Not it was destroyed when a raider smashed it. No, it was destroyed. We have no idea how. No explanation. This intricate piece of technology required for the existence of the vault, probably behind several layers of security, just randomly up and destroyed itself. Dear narrative, could you please add 5 words? Maximus and Thaddeus are now in the radiated water, and we get a zoom in of the radiation detector. How did this guy use this device to track anything? What is this device? What is this show? As seen previously, the entire river is up to a rad level of 8, according to Lucy's Pip-Boy. So how did he detect monstrosities? Thaddeus then gets back onto shore and shoots at the Gulper about to attack Maximus. I mean, wow. The thing Maximus should have done when he was in this situation with the bear. Instead, he draws his attention with the shot, and I guess he was carrying the gigantic gun in his knapsack and just pulled it out. But instead of firing it more than once, he runs away. Does he know what guns are? Hilarity ensues. Maximus pulls Titus out of its grip, and along comes its stomach contents. Yeah, steel endures, but flesh is apparently made of CGI rubber. Anyway, they find the head, and the dog pops up, because, of course, a dog can smell a severed head covered in digestive fluids that's been underwater. Isn't that nice? Lucy and the ghoul walk. We then get the supposed explanation why Cowboy is known for his thumbs up. He's the template for the Vault Boy. Okay, cool. But his daughter was on set there. And we'll forgive the time jump for young actors and how old she's supposed to be in this flashback in relation to episode 1's flashback at the birthday party. But wouldn't she have seen this? Wouldn't she have known? And if she wasn't on set, then wouldn't she have known in general? Wouldn't she know her daddy is known for being the public face of Vault Tec and doing the thumbs up?
Why wouldn't you do it? The thumbs up.
Oh, it's grown-up stuff.
Yeah, but as of this episode, we now know she knows who you are and what you're known for. I'm sure she's seen ads of her dad doing the thumbs up or in any context. So the military explanation he gave makes no sense in relation to this reveal. But even if he's trying to placate his daughter with, well, I'm a Marine and nuclear explosion size is this and this is adult talk, she would still know he's the Vault Tec guy who does the thumbs up thing, as the adults at the party already knew, which means he and the other adults were aware of the state of geopolitics. But they had to have a scene with the cute kid to showcase the contrast of a nuclear bomb going off. Instead of telling his daughter the world is in a tense state of potential nuclear war and that he represented a guy who was in a sense promoting it, he taught her some weird Marine thumbs up nonsense. Wow. How ironic. The guy who just happened to be a Marine just happened to explain the thumbs up thing with his daughter about a bomb size, who just happened to be the Fallout template for the Vault Boy, just happened to have her daughter do the thumbs up thing as the bombs dropped. I mean, wow, what are the chances? It took 3 episodes to explain a convoluted scene just to have a cute kid do the thumbs up.